My name is Jansen Hang. I'm with the Hmong American Farmers Association, HAFA for short, and we are based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. I am a co-founder of HAFA and now the current executive director. Hmong American Farmers Association is a membership-based nonprofit organization that work with Hmong farmers in the Twin Cities and surrounding metropolitan area in Minnesota. The mission of the organization is to advance the economic, social, and cultural prosperity of Hmong American farmers through capacity building, cooperative endeavor, and also advocacy work to spur intergenerational and community wealth. So growing up, actually, I've been farming. My family and I have been farming for the last 30 years, and my parents are immigrants to the United States. They came in the mid 1970s here after the Vietnam War. And my parents had always instilled in us that the key to success through in America is through an education. And every summer we would farm. We started farming, growing pickles and picking pickles for a large pickling company called Grantee. And we did that for a number of years. And when my parents were introduced to the farmers market, we made this transition to grow mixed vegetable productions, mixed fruits and vegetables, and started selling to the Minneapolis and also St. Paul farmers markets. And this all happened, ever since the mid 80s, and started selling to the farmers market since the early 1990s. So to be honest with you, growing up farming, we hated it. We really hated farming because every summer, six of us, the seven children or the seven siblings of us, we would have to farm every summer. And we would be out there in the rain and the sun, just picking cucumbers, picking fruits and vegetables. It was prickly. We go back to school, and other classmates were like, "Hey, what did you do this farm side this summer?" And we're like, "We were at the farm." And what else did you do? Oh, farmers market. And what else? Like that was it. And in fact, there's a funny story is that among us seven siblings here, some days we would boycott and we would unionize and we would boycott. And we're like, Mom, Dad, we're not farming today. Forget this. This is free child labor. And then by the time you know it, they'd be like, you want to go to school? Do you want to go? You want to get a good education? And we're like, okay, sounds good. We'll come back. And we're back into the field by the time you know it here. But at the end of every summer, we would reflect and we're like, gosh, this is so onerous. It's so labor intensive. We don't want to do this anymore. We're going to study harder and never look back. Well, fast forward 20 years later here, coming out of college, some of the siblings went to college, got their masters. We all worked, and we turn back and look, and mom and dad are still farming, and they're still struggling. And this isn't just our story, but it is the Hmong American farmer story, right? So that need to have, young, educated, English-speaking individuals to really step up and to really support the Hmong farmer community was kind of where our passion lived. But nearly, it wasn't just us. It was about Hmong farmers coming together, coming in solidarity with one another, and really seeking out opportunities to advance themselves. And in fact, this kind of came out of a annual financial conference that was held by one of our partner organizations here that consists of over 60 social investors across the United States. And they wanted to have this conversation with immigrant farmers and how can social investors support. As a result of that, we had worked with a number of farmers. We've brought in 14 Hmong farmers to sit on a panel discussion with these social investors. And after the event here, we had a debrief. And the farmers were asking like, what went well, what are you going? And one woman stood up and said, hey, gosh, why didn't we have this conversation like 20 years ago when I was in my prime, right? And we all kind of chuckled like, you're right, And then another woman stood up and said, we gotta stop waiting for people to save us. We can save ourselves. And it was out of that act of self-determination here that led to the inception of the Hmong American Farmers Association. So we are a membership-based, but primarily we are farmer-led organizations here, created by farmers or Hmong farmers for Hmong farmers.